Zoroastrianism is one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions. It was founded by the prophet Zoroaster in ancient Iran approximately 3,500 years ago. Zoroastrianism is practiced in the following regions: small communities in western India, central Iran, southern Pakistan, as well as pockets of followers in Britain, Canada, and the United States. That quick note was important before going on with the video. I personally try to find things that I have not heard of or saw before. So with that, I bring you this. On January 19th, 2003, Indian officials ventured deep into the jungle, investigating several missing persons reports from a nearby city. What they found was called a Tower of Silence, or Dogma. Zoroastrians use these sites to dispose of bodies in the open air. While sites like these are not uncommon in certain parts of India, several peculiarities hint at something more unusual. Number 1. None of the bodies depicted in the photograph were identified. Villagers from nearby who were initially surprised at the sheer number of corpses in the Dogma proved unable to recognize the bodies. The corpses also did not match the descriptions of the missing people. Number 2. There were no animals except for maggots and flies. Zoroastrians rely on birds such as buzzards to dispose of the bodies in the belief that they are contributing back to the earth. Officials found the corpses relatively untouched by any sort of animal. Number 3. There is no official count of the bodies. In fact, little work was actually accomplished at the site, and perhaps this is the reason only one photograph has emerged. Officials avoided the spot not only because they felt uneasy looking at it, but for the following as well, which is also the fourth thing that was unusual. The deep pit in the center of the photograph was filled with several feet of festering blood. Far more than the bodies on the outside could ever supply. The stench was so unbearable, many of the officials began to get nauseous when they first approached the Dogma. The expedition was ended when a villager accidentally kicked a small bone into the pit, penetrating the coagulated surface of the pool. This is when a massive burst of gas from the decomposing blood erupted from the pit, splashing those looking into it, along with the photographer. Those caught in the explosion were immediately sent to the hospital, where they were quarantined for possible infection. They became delirious with fever, shouting about being tainted with the blood of the personification of evil in Zoroastrianism. Despite never having admitted they had any familiarity with the religion, in fact, many of them had no idea what the dogma was when they had found it. Delirium turned to insanity as many began to attack hospital staff until they were sedated. The fever eventually killed all of them. When officials returned with hazmat gear the following day, the site was empty. All the bodies had been removed, and astonishingly, the pool of blood in the pit had also been drained. And all that remained of the incident was this photograph.